Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Banshee, a geologist. So professionally speaking, I'm actually a graduate geologist. My main focus is environmental science / geology. Long term, I am working towards studying to get my master's or my PhD doctorate in volcanology, as who wouldn't want to see and study volcanoes? Anyways, enough about me. What is this channel about? You're probably wondering. Well, we will be discussing all things rocks, environment, weather, geology, and anything else in between. I do have members of my YouTube community messaging asking more information on particular rocks, minerals, events. So please, if you have any questions on particular topics or items or parts of the environment or weather, don't be afraid to leave a comment on what you would like to see me discuss next. Today we're going to be discussing the one and only obsidian. It is a type of volcanic glass when rapidly cools. Understanding how it forms can give some interesting insight on how the geological process works and also how it can shape our planet from right deep down below our feet. During this short video, I will go through basic rundowns on how volcanoes erupt and of course where obsidian comes from after an eruption. Firstly, we are looking deep down into the volcano within the magma chamber itself. These are identified through geological and geophysical methods, including seismic imaging, which reveals the size, shape, and location of these underground pools of molten rock from within. Magma chambers are essentially the staging grounds for volcanic eruptions, when the pressure within a chamber exceeds the strength of the surrounding rock, causing it to lead to an eruption. The nature of the eruption, whether explosive or effusive, depends on the composition of the magma or the amount of dissolved gases it contains, as the physical characteristics of the magma chamber overlying rock. Explosive eruptions, like Mount St. Helens as an example, characterized by the violent release of gases as magma, occur when the magma is high in silica and has a thick, dense consistency. Effusive eruptions, on the other hand, involving the gentle flow of low silica fluid magma onto the Earth's surface. Both types of eruptions play crucial roles in shaping the planet's landscape, forming everything from towering stratovolcanoes to expansive lava plains. From effusive eruptions, we have obsidian, the starting and birth of it. During the volcanic eruption, when magma, or also known as molten rock, beneath the Earth's surface, usually within the magma chamber, it's moving up through the volcanic's conduit, or better known as the primary underground channel. It's then transporting the magma from the subsurface to the vent, then outside onto the surface. The temperature is extremely hot and can be anywhere between 700 degrees to 1200 degrees. That equivalent is about 1290 degrees Fahrenheit to 2190 degrees Fahrenheit. This temperature is usually the temp for effusive eruptions. Now, as this lava flows onto the surface, it will get hit with a lot more of a cooler atmosphere compared to inside the volcano, which starts to cause the lava to solidify very quickly. Only if the lava is cooled so rapidly, it does not allow for the mineral crystals to form. Instead, the atoms within the lava itself become frozen into volcanic glass. This is what makes obsidian unique, as obsidian itself is not classified as a mineral or crystal, so the name it has been given is a mineraloid. Again, this is because the atom inside the glass itself, leaving it in kind of sort of like a grey area. When you look closer within an obsidian, the lava from which it came from actually plays a critical role in how the obsidian is formed. Obsidian primary composition is silicon dioxide. Now, you may have heard people say silica dioxide or silicon dioxide or SiO2, as silica is a broad term for silicon dioxide. Now, silicon dioxide itself is the same compound found in rhyolite as well as quartz. Unlike something like quartz, obsidian contains so very little water, so when compared to other volcanic rocks, this is what makes obsidian have its glassy effect or texture. It also shows how diverse silicon dioxide can be, being used in many everyday products, and possibly the toothpaste you're using right now to brush your teeth. Another interesting feature of obsidian that a lot of people do not realize is there are a range of different colors that obsidian can form, as well as textures. This is because the underlying composition usually consists of silicon dioxide. There are sometimes other elements found within the obsidian. Some of the colors you can find, which starting with the most common is the jet black, sometimes a reddish brown or even a green, but in rarer ones you can find yellow as well as a rainbow obsidian. Yes, rainbow obsidian. Personally, I like the yellow obsidian, but they're also beautiful. The texture itself of obsidian is usually smooth with sharp edges, but sometimes there can be tiny bubbles within this obsidian, which has a cluster of stellites. Obsidian itself is very much weather prone. One main example, it is being exposed to water, rain, and then strong winds. This alone can cause the obsidian to break down into smaller and smaller pieces, from which then erosion can carry those broken pieces away, helping shape the landscape over time. For an example, Hawaii. Volcanic soil is also rich in nutrients, which helps the flora and fauna to grow. Obsidian does play a stronger part in the rock of life, aka the rock cycle, as from the weathering and erosion being carried away in the oceans or rivers to eventually turning into sediment, which then can go back into another volcano, and the life cycle starts all over again. But now the big question, can you lick it? Overall, yes, it is safe to lick, however I really wouldn't recommend it. Obsidian is sharp and was used many generations ago with cultures as weapons, tools, and even mirrors with the ancient Rome. So unless you want to spend hours in hospital, just hold it up and admire its beauty instead. Hopefully you enjoyed watching Can I Lick It? But please, if you did enjoy the content, just like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll release future videos there for you. Remember, please leave a comment as well too if you do have any suggestions of weather events, rocks, minerals, you name it, that you would like me to talk about. Catch you soon. Bye!